Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the purchase order journals today. It is 10 o'clock. We're going to start. So if more people are going to log in, we'll just carry on. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. The whole purpose of today is to just give more details on the purchase order journals and then, of course, the payments. So the whole reason for bringing additional information in that's not coming from your invoice register when you invoice out your clients, it's because these are your office expenses. There's a difference if you invoice your client for Avis and it goes onto the creditors list and you still need to pay Avis. The whole reason for the purchase journals is so that you can bring in over and above the debtors, creditors, you can bring in your office expenses, and we call that admin suppliers. And then when you pull your age analysis at month end, you can see exactly what all your expenses is that you still need to pay or carrying over for the next month or pay in that period because everything is COD. So you've got two choices. You can either do it as a bank item as you pay your cash book, or you can actually do a purchase order journal if you get something earlier and it's going to carry over to bring it in. Is the main any loading of any of your admin suppliers. So you must always put admin supplier in your invoicing module, and then you can only move forward to the main module to actually do the journal and then, of course, pay the admin supplier. So in the invoicing module, you will see there's like two, husband and a wife, the icon over there. So you will press that and it will say admin suppliers. All of your admin suppliers already loaded in the system will be in the background. So you can make sure that you don't load the exact same information over and over. So work from register, you're just going to go new. Like any creditor that you open up in QuickDrive, all of the screens works the same. You work from the register, you press new. QuickDrive asks you for your codes that you're going to use for your supplier. So I'm going to load the city of Cape Town, or load Waltons, or I can load any other information. So let's just see quickly what we've got here. All right, just going to load it quickly. So sorry, this you just got to fill out all the information. Sorry. So then if there's any groups or divisions or consultants that goes with that, you fill it out. But other than that, people, this is just your office suppliers. So it will be all South African. You will put their telephone number in there, their fax number. If there's a cell phone number, if you've got a personal contact at the City of Cape Town, you will put it in. Otherwise, it is white. It is optional. You can put the accounts person in there. You can put an email address of the accounts people in there. You can put their postal address in. And of course the code. And if you know their physical address, you can put that in, but I'm not going to put any of that in because I'm not sure where their physical address is. Then external, it will just take you as if this is a VAT vendor. So on their tax invoice that you receive, if they are a VAT vendor, you will put the VAT number in. If they are not a VAT vendor, like any of your other setups, if it's not applicable, you put a tick in the box and it says not applicable. But you can also load your admin supplier's banking details so that you don't have to have the invoice at hand when you pay your admin supplier because you've got the detailed loading here. Then your billing is just if you would like to ignore duplicate invoice numbers. If you want the open item either to be manual, automatically done as a setup in the system, it's mainly going to be manual because you're going to pay it in the main module, a payment for the office supplier. Then you've also got your notes, like you've got in your suppliers and your debtors. You can do personal notes for the City of Cape Town every single time you bring remittance advice or you invoice something you want any of the information to appear on their documentation. So once you've saved, it is here. You only have to load it once. All of the information is here. But if you do want to use admin suppliers and do not load it in the invoice module, unfortunately, guys, the information in the main module is going to be blank. So now I'm going to have to share the screen with you. Main module where we now. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Up something terrible.
What?
I don't know if there's anything you can do, but you're literally sounding like you're breaking up very badly. You sound like you're in a computer box again. It's like maybe in the Matrix. I don't know. I don't think there's much you can do about that, is there?
I'm in my submarine.
Is that what it is? Okay. Morning, everybody. Okay, Nomandi's decided the submarine's the safest way. Okay.
Or the toilet.
I'm in my private little box with no good internet. So sorry. Okay, so Deirdre, you want to take over?
Tell a joke for 2 seconds. I'll quickly get my things set up, yes. If you don't mind. Sorry, Nomandi. I'm probably going to suck at this. I'm just warning everybody. Very ill prepared. I had this discussion with Nomandi 5 minutes ago. I was like freaking out if this happened, and now it has happened. You know Murphy. She's a devil, but in any case.
I am so sorry. Terribly, terribly sorry, guys.
It's okay. Let me quickly get into my invoicing, my main module, the whole katoots, and then we can start talking about things. Sorry about this, Nomandi. It's just, it does sound bad, and I know the recording is not going to be too cool. So, sorry, my friend. You were quite willing to do what you had to do, but yeah, it fell on us.
Sorry.
Okay. No, thank you for trying. I appreciate it. All right, so let me take over my screen share. Right here, can everybody see my invoicing screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, dokes. Morning, everybody. This is Deirdre. I work with Nomandi. We both work for Quick, obviously, because why else would we be doing this? Unless we're bloody mad. So yeah, you stuck with me yet again. Sorry. I know you were looking forward to having a bit of a different person on. But yeah, here we go. Nomand's quick question. Did you show them where to set it up in the branch settings?
Well, I showed them how to create the admin supplies and the invoicing. That's correct, yes.
Oh, okay. So we're busy creating one. Are you already in the main?
Yeah, we're in the main module where we're now going to start a purchase journal to create an invoice that you received in the post to start the journal.
Yay. Okay. Thanks, my baby. Sorry, I was doing other stuff. I'm trying to get these videos up. Everybody's wanting. So sorry about that. Okay, dokes. So your purchase journals, as Nomandi said, please note you'll only have access to purchase journals and purchase orders and those kind of things if you have the full WinMain module. So if you don't have full WinMain, then you might have just wasted some of your time joining us. Whilst we appreciate you joining us, if you don't have WinMain full and you're not thinking of converting your light data through to the full, you are welcome to excuse yourself. I'm not going to fight if I lose less people. I will understand if you're never going to use this or you're never going to go over to full WinMain. If you do want to leave, we shall miss you, but we understand. Right, now to do a new purchase journal, simply underneath File, go New Purchase Journal. It is also orange in color. So on your main module at the top, you will also see that you can do it straight from here. So if you don't like going File and all the way down with the mouse, if you like your shortcuts, by all means, just use your shortcut at the top. System opens up, it asks you for a date. You can change that if you want to. Prepared by, of course, that would be me right now. I'm working. And then your supplier would be who are we paying, who are we doing this purchase journal for. In this case, it's going to be Walton's. Now, at this point in time, you will have an invoice from Walton's. I'm sure they would have sent it to you to make sure that you pay them. If it's not Walton's, it could be City of Cape Town, whatever, you get the idea, but you would have received the invoice that you need to pay. quite simply enter the invoice number as you've received it, an order number because you would have done a purchase order for it previously. And at the details, you can just go and put in there what this is all about. And I'm just going to say stationery, postage and stationery. And we'll go put in some lines now. All right, so once you've done your details, it's now time to do the physical allocations. And this is where we're going to have impact on your various GL codes. Okay, so it's all great, fun and wonderful having all that in here, but now the physical work starts. Simply click on New. At the allocation, go select the account that you want to use in your GL. So for me right now, I'm just going to say printing and stationery. Please bear in mind if you have different codes or you know the code off by heart, you put in the account code 300. It will do the same thing as what I've just done. So there's 3 ways of doing it. You all know it. You're all used to it by now. Now in the details, I have to go say what this is. And I'm going to say, okay, I bought some pens. I have multiple divisions activated in my main module. In other words, I've got little different divisions. So I've got a division in Cape Town, I've got one in Joburg, I've got one in George and all of that. If you want to allocate this to a particular division, you can quite simply in here in your division code, go select something. All right, you can also leave it blank and it will then on the reporting apply to the entire company, not the particular division. As you can see, it's a white field, so it's an optional field. The system's not going to scream at you if you don't put it in. Number of units, so how many pens is appearing on this invoice that we received from Waltons? I bought 10 pens. Was there a VAT rate in there? Yes. Was it standard or input VAT? And now guys, please be very careful because if you do it as an output rate, then of course it's sales. Remember, pens, all of that is expenses. It's therefore input VAT. So make sure that you select the right VAT type. Otherwise, it's going to print incorrectly on your VAT returns. And then you're going to phone me and say, Deirdre, why the hell is a pen the output? Unless you're selling the pen, then of course it's a different story. But in this case, we purchased the pens because we need them for writing. Okay. Unit rate. Now you can either enter the exclusive amount or you can enter the inclusive amount. And I have no idea what pens cost. So I'm just going to say this is an expensive one for 29 Rand. The system will then automatically calculate based on the units and the actual unit rate. It will then do the actual calculations at the bottom and it'll tell me that these 10 pens cost a total of 299 Rand 90. Right, now straight from here I can then go and I can go add more stuff. So now I'm going to use postage and courier, telephones. Why? I'm buying those Aramex prepaid courier bags. And you can see, you can put in there what you want to. So if you don't like your description that I've got here, you can simply go and change it. I'm not going to do a division. Again, I'm going to buy some bags. There is some VAT, of course, included in there because it's on my invoice. And each bag is 99 Rand and 99 cents. And you will continue doing this, capturing everything from that Waltons or Macro or whichever, wherever you bought this from. You will continue capturing all the transactions until such time that the total here at the bottom agrees to the actual admin supplier that you're working from. So once it matches, you will go ahead and you will click Save. Right, now we have Save as Draft. Save as Draft is generally only used in the segregation of duties. If somebody needs to approve it, then you'll only have the draft option. Generally though, we would say Save as Closed. Now, many of you are probably already aware of this, but we have this nice thing here that's called Stay in Entry. And if it's activated, it will literally open up a new purchase voucher for you again. It also applies to journals, receipts, etc. So if you want this, if you want to continue, you can simply keep that ticked on. Okay. Can you see what I meant? It immediately opened up a brand new purchase voucher for me. Why? Because Stay in Entry was activated. At this point in time, if I'm done and I'm not going to do any more, I can quite simply click Close. Now, what's the next step? We've now ordered the stuff. They've sent us an invoice. We've done the purchase journal. So we've already told the GL to expect some expenses. We need to pay it now. Okay, so that's our next step. Our next step is, yes, Jan, thank you. Well done. You were there. Jan says we need to pay for it, and she's 100% correct. Now, to pay for it, we're going to go and do a payment. We can either go and do a payment here or the red stuff. And you will notice we don't like paying stuff. It's in red. It's danger. It's like, why must we give money out in our business? Unfortunately, it's one of those things we do have to do. So we're going to go to File, New Payment. Right, so once you're in there, again, adjust the date if need be. I'll answer some questions at the end of it. Or if Monday, if you want to answer in between and just give the answers in chat, that's also fine. If you're still here, my babes, I don't know if you're here. All right, at your account tab now, very important, guys, you need to go and select admin suppliers. Why? Because Walton's is an admin supplier now. It's not a general ledger code. It's an admin supplier, and it makes sense why we said that. Because we set them up in invoicing as admin suppliers, and we wanted it to be better for reporting. At the account number, who exactly are we paying? We are paying Walton's. The system's going to go into Walton's, and at the details, it automatically puts in payment. Now, if you don't like the description, simply take it out and just say what exactly are you paying for. Right. Default division will open up. I had a default division in one of these two purchase journals I did, and that's why it brought up Cape Town. But again, if you don't want it, take it out, or if you need to adjust it, click your drop-down arrow and choose the division that you need to select. Very important, bank account. Guys, we can't do a payment unless we're saying what account we're going to pay it from. So select your bank account. Oh, it's very ugly. It wants a division in there. Sorry, I think it's angry at the bottom. Sorry. I'll just put in general for now. Transaction type, pretty so self-explanatory here. Decide, is it a check? Is it EFT payment? Are you doing internal credit card? I don't think you'll ever do an internal credit card for Walton's, but it obviously brings up what you've set up before, and it will actually then allow you to choose from there. And then very important, right now it doesn't look like it's a compulsory field. You can see it's still in white, but it does need a bank reference from you. And please keep in mind, we strongly suggest each bank reference should be unique. It just makes it easier when you do your recons, because if you keep the same bank reference, the system has a tendency to combine the totals, and they'll give you one big total, and you'll be like, Deidre, I can't see my stuff, and you'll be freaking out, and I'll be like, let's just look at your bank references, and if they're all the same, then obviously it's just going to combine them, give you one big total, and say, there you go, and that's the reason why we should have individual ones. Okay. All right, now you can either use a statement date, you can use your internal, when you actually make the payment, you've got a tracking number, a reference number that you can use. That's normally where you would get your bank reference from. Right, so now this looks all great, and Deidre has done everything from here top to bottom, but what am I missing? I'm missing my amounts at the very top of it. All right, so now what the system has done, it's like, oh, Deirdre, thank you very much. You've worked very hard. You've done 2 purchase journals. We have a total of 3,015 Rand and some odd cents. Do you want to pay all of it? Because this is what you currently owe them. And this is where you need to decide, are you going to pay all of it? Or are you only going to pay one? So I'm going to be naughty and I'm going to say, no, you know what? They can wait for that 1,200 Rand. I'm not going to pay it right now. I'm only going to pay the 1,799 odd Rand. And then very important, guys, please remember that you need to allocate it. You need to tell my system, it just cleans up your books. It looks neat. It's got a proper audit trail. Please go and allocate these payments for us. How do you do them? Quite simply, you can click the insert button and you'll see it changes the balance to 0 because this particular entry will then be paid. A total of 1,799 Rand. Another way of doing it is by double clicking and entering the amount. And yes, it will allow you to do a part payment of like only 980 odd Rand, but please, I'm not sure why you would do it. We allow you. Rather just pay the entire invoice because it's going to make your recons a nightmare. Right, so let me reallocate that. Once I've allocated that, at the top it's going to say, all right, so you said you're going to pay 1,799 Rand. I hear you. You said you're going to pay this. I have allocated one transaction. This was the total for the transaction. And the amount that is left open, in other words, it's not allocated at this stage, is 0 Rand. Okay, you can obviously have something there, a balance in there. There's nothing wrong with it. You might have a very good valid reason, and that's cool. But in my case, my transaction is working beautifully. It's pretty, it's cute, it's all there. Once I'm done, I quite simply click on save. I'm not going to stay in entry because I'm not going to do another payment voucher. I'm quite simply then going to say save as closed. Right, now once I've done that, I will find all these transactions, because what's the next step? The next step then would be for me to go and reconcile my cash book. Do you agree with me? Okay, so once I've done all my receipts, I've done all my payments, I now need to do my cash book. I need to reconcile it. Go into the account that I want to reconcile, and you will find that the purchase journal is here. All right, and I can quite simply go into recon mode and reconcile it. Oh, and it's very naughty. Can you see Dedra hasn't done any recons in May? So it's like, hello, wakey, wakey. And I'm like, I'm sorry, computer. It's very clever, this thing, isn't it? All right, so this is what would happen in your full win main with your cash book also being in the main module. Now here's the question. What happens if you only have debtors, creditors activated that allows you to do purchase journals and your cash book is in the GL? What will happen then? Anybody want to venture any guesses? These transactions will lie in your GL for you. All right, it will not create a payment if you didn't create a payment. Obviously, it's not going to lie there, but it will hit through to your GL account and it will lie in the particular expense accounts. My suggestion, try and do everything in the main module as well as your cash books, because then it's got a proper audit flow and everything goes through from begin to ending. You don't have anything on any of your clearing accounts. You don't have anything left on your bank statement. Jan said, what happens with VAT on stationery for the office? I thought you could not claim VAT. Jan, you can claim VAT if the admin supplier is a VAT vendor. So if they have got a physical VAT number and there is VAT on that particular, you can absolutely still claim it. Okay. What I can tell you is that I know there's a limitation of something. If it's more than 5,000 Rand, your own company's VAT number needs to appear on the invoice as well. But if it's less than that, they will accept those. Does that answer your question, Jan? Oh, thanks, Numandi. You can unmute yourself.
Thanks, Dedra. Yeah, I was so sure you could not claim anything that was not for resale, i.e. anything for internal consumption. You couldn't claim the paid.
Oh.
For goods that's on sale, not for goods to use internally.
Oh, okay.
If anyone can expand on that, because perhaps I'm wrong and things have changed. Been out of the game for a bit.
We can hear you, yes. Look, I think Numandi is like our bookkeeping queen at Quick Software. She's very much au fait with the latest rulings. Of course, we've got three. You all know our programmers are 3 CAs, our ops directors, CA. I think if they all gave us this information that we can claim it, then I think we're good to go. I would take it from them. You know, I don't think Pete and Chris will lead us down the wrong path.
Oh, no.
Well, they haven't said anything contrary to us, so I'm assuming this is still in play, that we can.
Okay. Thanks, Deirdre. Thanks for clarity.
No.
And I haven't seen any purchase journals and any GL in the in the light.
No, it's
no, in the general ledger though. But are they supposed to do purchase journals?
No, your purchase journals will never show, because remember, that's just a journal that you've done. It only pulls in when you do the payment, because the journal affects the admin supplier. So when you do the payment, you will see the payment to the admin supplier in the GL.
Okay.
Yeah. Cheryl is... Next question. Cheryl is saying, can you print aging for admin suppliers? Yes. And this is where I'm going to say, Numandi, I love you. Thank you, because I was freaking the hell out. Numandi's already answered you. Cheryl, the answer is yes, you can print it out of your age analysis. Okay. Numans, can I ask you a favor? When you reply, don't you just want to do it publicly so that everybody can read the answers? Otherwise, I assume they don't know. All right. Right, so for those of you who don't know, you're going to run printer age analysis. Your ledger will be a creditor, and you will have a sub-ledger for admin creditors. All right. If you then print it, it opens up as follows. I have 0 open documents. Why? Because Deirdre was a nunu again. Remember I did those purchase journals in May? It's like, Deirdre, wakey, wakey. So let's try and do May, because that's what I actually did. And yeah, you can see it's still telling me, listen, you need to remember, you need to pay Walton still that 1,215 that you were so cheeky about 10 minutes ago. All right, so it's quite handy. It will allow you to print an age analysis. Quite right. Any questions? You guys are welcome to unmute yourself if you have any questions with regards to purchase journals and purchase orders. You can do that. Lynn saying all good. Anybody else?
I'm good.
Numandi's good. Yay, everybody's saying it's all good. Look, not many people use purchase journals. Definitely not. I don't know of anybody who actually uses purchase orders. And a purchase order, as you realize, is basically that you're going to come into the system, you're going to slap on everything that you want to order from Waltons, and then you're going to send it off to them. It does not affect any of the GL accounts, admin suppliers, or anything like that. I don't know of anybody who goes through that trouble to do that. Maybe you guys do. If you do, and somebody does, please tell me quickly. I would like to know that it is being utilized. Most of us just pop a mail and says, hi, hello, Cookie, can you please order this and this and this for me? And we assume, or we just pretend that's our purchase order. Because if you think about it, it is still an instruction to the client. It's just on email, and it is not on the main module. Purchase journals, I can see the advantage of having it. A lot of people are going to tell me that, Deirdre, it's just too much effort to go and create an admin supplier and then go and capture all those little lines separately. I'm just going to do it in the cash book. We're not saying you shouldn't. We just showed you another way of doing it if you do want to. Okay.
Thank you, Deirdre.
No, thank you. I don't know why you break up when you start talking, because you're perfect now. I really don't understand this.
Don't worry, while I was listening to you, I was so it's just me. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, that's all right then. Thanks again to everybody who came out in this cold weather. I don't know what the weather is like in the Cape, but it is freezing in Joburg. You know, when the fingers don't want to work the way they should be, they're nice and stiff. It's really a very chilly day, although sunny. Very chilly here in Joburg. So thank you to all of you coming out. I think we've got people from Botswana. I hope it's not that cold in Botswana. Shout out to Botswana. But thanks for joining us again. We appreciate you coming through. And then we'll see whoever at the next few sessions. Take care. Have a good one. Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.
Lekker dag.
Vir jou ook, dankie Rina. Bye.
Deirdre?
Yes.
Deirdre, you have a hard copy of this.
I will source it for you. Can I tell you something? I was looking for it and I couldn't find anything. So what I will do when I get it, and I've uploaded the video and there is a document on it, I will also put it.
Thanks, Deirdre. That's awesome.
Okay. I was looking for one. I couldn't find one. I think that was part of my little anxiety attack this morning, because I was like, I have no paperwork. Well, how am I going to say the right things? So we'll try to get it through to you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So the agents are not incorrect by just like they go and get some stationery from Walton's and they just simply enter the payment in the cash book and it goes
Yes.
to stationery. They're not incorrect doing that.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So but
If
this
you
is a
think
good way of like controlling what's going on.
That's it. That's a good way of controlling. And if you really want to see how many pens you bought and all of those things, then this purchase journal would probably be a better idea. Maybe you notice that people are just running through pens and you're like, where the hell, how often are we buying pens? Because I'm one of those, I always fight and I'm like, for my daughter, I'm like, I know I bought you sweets last week. How can they all be done? Actually, I should do this purchase journals for my household. So I can say, listen, I bought 10 chockies, here's the evidence or something like that.
It's a reality that I've actually seen where like they buy stuff from Macro in bulk. I want it broken down line by line as to how many reams of paper and how many pens and how many envelopes and all of that. And so they're breaking it all down line by line in the cash book. But I think purchase journal will probably be a good idea. But can you use that on the One Main Light, a purchase journal?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, so she's going to have to carry on with what she's doing then.
Yeah, that's a bit sad. Hey, you basically then will have to go into the GL under the cash book and then go and enter 5 million little lines in your cash book.
That's it.
Oh, sorry, guys.
No, yeah, it's good. Thanks, Deirdre. Chat later.
Take care, Jay. Hallo, Rina.
Sê gou vir my die video's van al die goed, laai dit op julle Facebook of op julle
On YouTube, there's a new channel for Quick Software. I've started loading. Guys, please be warned. It is unedited at this time.
That's fine.
Guys, all my little chit-chat like this, where I'm talking absolute nonsense, is even on there. I'm trying to cut that out, but you won't believe me. It takes me 7 times longer than the actual to edit.
It's actually... It helps a lot as well because you hear what people are asking and it might be a question that you had and didn't have it answered. So I quite like that. But will you tell us where to go and get it?
Yes, let me quickly tell you right now. See if my website is still, YouTube's still in there. I'll give it to you now. I know I sent it to Swanee yesterday, but that was one video. Please, as I said, I am uploading. It's taking its sweet merry time. Where's this? YouTube, show me videos, your videos. Sorry, Deirdre, my channel. There we go. Paste. I'm pasting it. Oh, let me just do everyone and not a personal private one. Oh, I don't know if that's going to work. Quickly see if that link's working.
Let me pop on it.
Yes, it is. I was quickly checking myself. I was like, freak out. Okay. It is working.
It's working.
I'm busy, as I say, I'm busy loading them for you. Guys, it takes some time to upload and all of that. I will have them up. I've just decided now I hope it's not going to affect my training, but I am trying to upload them for you during the day. If it's a problem, I'm going to pause it and I'll try and run it through the night. But you can see I've started loading them for you so that they will show. Okay. I will send out a mass email to everybody and throw it on Facebook and on the website once I know the entire invoicing is uploaded, and then I'll hopefully get into this method of getting main modules sooner. Okay, so it should be.
Thank you a lot.
No, thank you for asking the question. It was a good question.
Thank you. See you later.
Indeed, we shall see each other. I've got a 2:00 session with referral data. So whoever's going to see me, chat to me on referral data, 2:00 this afternoon. And for that, by the way, you don't need full. You can have One Main Light. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Bye. Hi, Daniel.
How are you?
Fine. Today you're Daniel. You're not David. Aren't you happy?
I don't mind what I am.
Shaper Daniel. I call him anything. Yes, Daniel, son.
A suggestion.
Yes.
I know you're going to hate me for my suggestions.
No, I like suggestions.
In other accounting packages, like QuickBooks and that kind of thing, you can actually upload your supplier invoice. So when you do the entry, and someone asks you for that invoice because, now the paper fades and whatnot, you can actually upload the supplier as an attachment to your journal, to your invoice, whatever.
Okay, that's so cool. That's very cool.
So yeah, so I was thinking maybe we can do something like that. Like now you did the Waltons, you can upload it with that.
Yes.
So if ever you're looking for it, you've got this Walton supplier invoice that hasn't faded or disappeared or lost in process.
Yeah, sorry, Rena, mute. Oh, she did it herself. The project. Daniel, it's an awesome idea. We already have documents, imaging, and invoicing, right? Where you can go and upload your supplier invoices for yourself. We can actually enforce it. We should actually think about doing that for the main module as well. That would be a very good suggestion. Let me work on it. I'm not going to say we don't have it or we do.
No,
I haven't come across it, but it's a very good suggestion.
Because that way you can't lose it, you can't fade it, it can't get lost in process when someone's looking for it 5 years later.
I know, hey? And then, you try and read from it and it's gone.
Yeah. Especially auditing too.
Yes, I will definitely go ahead, see if we don't already have something like that, because we might have it and I just don't know about it. Otherwise, I will send it through to the developers and say, guys, can't you think about this? This could be handy. They've already written the code for it in invoicing. Maybe they can do something like that.
Too difficult for suppliers as well.
Absolutely. Very good suggestion. Thank you. I have made a note of it. I will put it through to the powers that be.
Okay. That's my happy thoughts for today.
I like your happy thoughts. It's a handy happy thought. I think a lot of people will benefit from it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. Anything else?
All good, thank you.
Thanks, DJ. I'm going to go make some coffee now and I'll catch up for the next session.
Indeed, Sylvia will be with all of you at the 12 o'clock session talking about VAT reports, where to get them, what we should do. So she'll be taking host on there. I don't know, I might pop in, I might not. I'm hoping she's not going to need me. If she does, then you shall see me again there. Otherwise, I'll see you all at referral debtors.
Thank you, Deirdre. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Good teacher.